Alright, so this video is a little bit different. I'm trying something new. I just kind of wanted to talk about my N64 collection briefly. I talked about all my games on stream the other day, but now here's just a little video to explain it. Here's my hands. Do you see my hands? That's so cool. For starters, for those who don't know, the N64 has got to be one of my favorite consoles of all time. I mean, look at it. It's so dumb. It's the pug of consoles. It's adorable, but it's ugly as shit. But yeah, I love the N64. I think it's a fun console, all jokes aside. I honestly do really like its design. It gives me like very much the wonder of Nintendo when I was a little kid. This is what I pictured video game consoles to be as, and I never even owned this. This console's actually a modded N64, so it's meant to play both American games and Japanese games, which I'm guessing European cartridges are the same as American cartridges. So maybe that's why this, doesn't advertise to play that. But when I bought it, it came with a controller, and it also has this little pack that I bought it with. This is the memory pack, and I also bought the rumble pack. I bought it all together from this one guy, I think for a total of 200 bucks. And honestly, that is worth it considering that I play the absolute crap out of this thing. And it looks so nice on the TV I have. The TV I have is 4K, and so I can get an HDMI and actually, hold on, I'm getting used to this. I can get an HDMI and actually play with good crisp quality. But that's the N64 itself. For those who want to get into video game collecting like I have recently, I've always been a movie collector. I collect a lot of movies I watch. But then I was like, what if I collect games? I like those, and so I did. I started collecting games, and now that's just kind of what I do alongside collecting movies. It's an expensive hobby, but it's fun. I usually only buy games that I plan to play eventually. But for those wanting to get into video game collecting, I do recommend Five Below, which sounds insane, but this right here is Risk of Rain 2. It's a game I've wanted to play. It also includes Risk of Rain 1. I've always wanted to play this game. I think it's on Game Pass, but I was at Five Below the other day, and they just had a brand new copy for $2. I mean, that's the kind of crazy shit you can find at a Five Below if you want to get into video game collecting. And I'm not the biggest Xbox person, but having physical media, even just for consoles I don't play as frequently, is nice. And so I highly recommend Five Below. But now let's get into the N64 stuff. I'm gonna start with what I already own, and then I'm gonna go into my most recent purchase, which is a big deal for me. So let's start with the stuff I own. I have Mario Kart 64 Japanese. It's the Japanese import, and as you can see, the cartridge is built like this, versus, it looks really similar to the American cartridges. This is an American cartridge, this is a Japanese cartridge. But if you look on the bottom, that's where the differences really shine through. You can see they have different notches here that change how they fit into the console. And so mine was modded to play both. So I can play both of these even though they're from different countries, and so I think that's really cool. But anyways, back to Mario Kart 64. I like this game. It's not the best Mario Kart by miles, but it's really fun to play with friends. There's not a good single player in it, necessarily. I always felt like growing up I loved Mario Kart single player, and things like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart DS had good offerings for that, but I don't feel this one did. Mario Kart 64, there's not much different from the American version except voice lines, and then obviously the text is in Japanese, but overall not a bad game. I enjoy it. Good one for the collection. I think it was $5 maybe. I buy a lot of this stuff on eBay. Some of the stuff with price tags I buy from game stores, and I keep the price tag on in case I ever want to go back and exchange it, because a lot of stores, their only warranty policy is as long as you have the price tag on it, you can take it back and do whatever, I think that's great. But yeah, this is Waialae Country Club. I think I pronounced that right. True Golf Classics. This is one Griffin wanted to buy and we played. It was really fun. It's $6 and it's just golf for the N64. I believe this is in Hawaii. But yeah, good game. Works great on the N64. Never had any issues with it. Then I bought this one purely out of just wanting to play an FPS game. I didn't want to buy 007 because that thing's expensive as hell, so I bought Perfect Dark, which is made by the same people who did GoldenEye 007, Rareware, also known for Donkey Kong games and Banjo-Kazooie, before Microsoft bought them and made them make nothing. But yeah, this is Perfect Dark. You need the memory pack for certain missions on this, which I thought was cool, and this also uses the rumble pack on your controller. And I kind of learned I don't like FPS games on the N64. It's fine, it's serviceable, but considering we have dual analog stick games now, it's why would I go back and play this? But it's a fun novelty to go do every now and then. Griffin and I did 1v1s, and it was a blast. But yeah, Perfect Dark. I haven't played the campaign, and I mean to. Gex 64. I only bought this because of Scott the Waz, and he talks about Gex all the time, and I thought it'd be funny to buy Gex for the N64. I haven't played it, but I own it, and that includes Shallots. Only true Scott the Woz fans got that joke. Next up is Glover. I bought this because it's a meme. Everyone just loves to talk about this game. I see a lot of people be like, oh, it was actually really good. It's fine. You run around as a glove. It's Mario 64 with a glove, but it's a game. I played it a little bit. I haven't beat it, but it's enjoyable. I pop it in when I got nothing else to do, you know? Not bad. Good addition to the collection. Like I said, all these were like $5 to $10. I try not to buy the expensive stuff right now as I've got other things I gotta pay for, like my Wii U that I'm hopefully gonna get. Ryan, edit in right here if you got the Wii U, depending on if the Wii U's finished by this point. Awesome, thanks Ryan. Okay, I got 2 more N64 games before I get to the big meat and potatoes of this video. We've got NHL 99, another one Griffin wanted to buy, $10, it wasn't that bad. We played it. Griffin's a big hockey guy in video games as well as golf, so I bought it and we played it. It's EA Sports. It's a good hockey game, I enjoyed it for as much as I can. And last but not least, I feel like anyone who collects N64 games just has to have this. This is an authentic Mario 64 cartridge. I mean, Mario 64 is like, what is there to say that hasn't already been said? It's one of the best games of all time. I still love playing this game. I think it plays best on the N64. I played the Nintendo All-Stars remake. I played the Nintendo like online one, and just there's something about playing it on the actual console that just feels so nice. And so I have a blast with this game. All right, so if there's one thing you'll notice about all those cartridges, for starters, none of them have end labels. I need to buy those. But secondly, none of these have their case. And that's because N64 games with a case are incredibly rare and incredibly pricey, at least to my understanding, the US versions of the games. Recently, I found a copy of Mario Party 3 for the N64, Japanese edition, in its box with everything. Bam. So this is a big deal to me because this is my first N64 game to have a box. I'm like 99% sure this is authentic. I did some research, and yeah, this is the real box from the year 2000, and it's all in Japanese, but hey, I'll learn Japanese to read it, but no, this is my first N64 game to actually have a box, and I just think that's insane. Like, this was, I think, $30, which is really, for those who like do collect, you understand how cheap that is. But for those who don't, $30 in box with the manual and everything is so rare to find, and so usually they end up being $100 maybe. And so I got really lucky with this one, and it's my first boxed one, and I wanted to open it on camera with you guys just to see what's inside. So we slide it on out. Here we have the game itself. Again, this comes down to, I'm like 99% sure the seller I bought it from on eBay is sold me an authentic cartridge. It looks like it might be. Let me compare it to the back of one of these. Yeah, okay, so this looks like it's an authentic cartridge. I'm like 90% sure it is. This is the back of one of the Japanese ones I have that I also bought that I know is authentic. So this is an authentic cartridge. It's in good condition. Doesn't have any issues with it, unless it's a remake cartridge. Someone who does collect and isn't like fresh to it like me, please tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, there's Mario Party 3. I've never been the biggest Mario Party 3 fan. I like the game. It's not my favorite Mario Party. I think Mario Party 2 I like more, but I was like, hey, it's a boxed version of the game, I'll buy it. It comes with whatever this says. Translate that. There you go, you can translate that too if you want. This just looks like safety shit. But here's the big thing I love about video games. I could make a whole video talking about these. I love the guides. They're not the guides, these aren't guides, these are like instruction booklets. I don't even know what you call these. But I have them in all my DS games, and so to actually have one for the N64 is crazy, because like you can buy these booklets for like $30, $18. That was my ice machine. You can buy these booklets by themselves for like $20, $30 on eBay, but to actually get one with the game is really nice. I've been going through a lot of like CIB eBay stuff, which means just like complete inbox. I've been looking for everything that is CIB for all these consoles I have, especially the N64. N64 is just so pricey. I love having little manuals for all these games because it's just got such niche things. They don't make these anymore for games. You open any Nintendo Switch box, you have a slot for one of these, but they never put them in because no one wants them anymore. And so the fact that they put this amount of effort into these back in the day just makes them so charming to look at and charming to have. Sure, I maybe only ever pull this out once a year, maybe less than that. But the fact that I could just go look at this little piece of history is so cool to me. But yeah, that's the latest thing I bought in my gaming collection. Hopefully you enjoy. I just wanted to make a little video about that because I think this is cool. I like collecting games. I've gotten into it a lot more recently, and I hope to continue to do it as long as I continue to make money. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to go subscribe to all my channels, link in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye!